Hello everyone, Grant Clayton, 1% List. Today I want to make a quick video of how I deliver the listing presentation. Now then, it's important. I don't care who it is that you're going to list your house for. It's incredibly important that you go and give the listing presentation, and let me explain why. Two reasons. First of all, if for whatever reason it doesn't go well, if the house doesn't sell quickly, if you have any sort of issues, if you haven't delivered the listing presentation, they're going to wonder what you're not doing. They're going to assume that, a magazine article or an open house or broker tour is the reason their house is not selling. Okay, so that's first of all. Second of all, over time, if you do well and all the agents around you do well, you'll give hundreds of these listing presentations. And slowly but surely, you will be educating the public around you of how we work, how we operate, why it works, and why they should use you to sell their house. And I've had people, believe it or not, after just a few years, I've had people tell me, "Oh no, you sold this person's house. They totally explained, how you list houses and why it works." So it's important that you deliver the listing presentation no matter what. So without further ado, I'm going to give you the pitch to list your house. So, according to the National Association of Realtors, there's only 6 different ways that homes can sell. 3 of them can be influenced by a realtor and 3 cannot. So when you hire a realtor, the first thing that they're going to do is put a sign in the ground. According to NAR, that gives you a 7% chance of generating a sale for a house, meaning someone sees the sign and they call a friend or call their agent and say, "Hey, I want to go see this house." The next thing that any agent's going to do whenever they list your house is they're going to put it on the MLS. Now then, the MLS gives you a 33% chance of generating a sale, which means an agent only finds a house for their client 1 out of 3 times. The other 2 out of 3 times, the client finds the house and they call their agent and they say, "Hey, I found a house and I want to go see it," which a lot of people find interesting. After the pictures are done, the signs in the yard, you've placed it on the MLS, it then gets syndicated out to all the other websites. So this is Zillow, Realtor.com, KellerWilliams.com, Remax.com, Susie Smith Agent at KellerWilliams.com. Every single website that sells houses, your house will be on that website. And that's 44% of all sales. And we have no influence over those websites. I have no control over Zillow and what they do, nor does any other agent. So the key point to take away on those first 3 things is nobody's sign says for sale on it better than anybody else's. Nobody gets preferential treatment by the MLS, and nobody has any control of Zillow or Realtor.com or any of the other major websites. And when you combine the 7% from a sign and 33% from the MLS and 44% from all the other websites, that's 84% of all marketing done on the house that can't be influenced. It doesn't matter who you hire. Okay? So what's next is the 3 ways that homes sell that a realtor can actually influence. 14% of all sales now comes through social networking, be it social media marketing or just how good of a network an agent has. And so I tell people, if you're considering hiring us, a tech company that, a real estate tech company is really what we are, or you're considering hiring Dorothy with Century 21, who's, been an agent for 55 years. Ask yourself how good Dorothy is on Instagram and Facebook and things like that, because that 14% of sales, that's the biggest area that an agent can influence from a marketing standpoint. They can either get a fraction of that or they can get the whole 14%. Okay, so this is the biggest area that an agent can surpass their peers, is social media marketing. Okay, if you get that entire 14%, which means you're really good at social media marketing, that puts you at 98% of all sales, which leaves open houses, broker tours, print media, magazines. That accounts for 2% combined. So that's 1% each. Now, some people might think that's crazy, but I normally challenge people, look at your spouse right now, if there's someone else in the room, and say, "Honey, we have to find a place to live today. I need you to go pick up a newspaper and a magazine, and then we're going to drive around and look for balloons." And most people laugh, and they say, "I don't do that." No one does that. Okay, now some of them will say, "Oh, but I've been to an open house recently." But then they'll realize they saw that open house on Zillow or Facebook, and then they checked the house out on Zillow or Realtor.com, and then they decided to go to the open house. Okay? So that is how I deliver the listing presentation. It's literally, this is how much money we can save you as a full service agent. Okay? And this is all you're missing, which is open houses and broker tours and newspaper and magazine ads. And I stress to them, you know, the open houses and broker tours and magazine ads, that's not there for you. Agents do open houses so they can pass out business cards and get people to sign in. Okay, if you open up print media marketing, you'll see a huge picture of a realtor and a tiny picture of a house. And you'll realize, hey, I'm being marketed a realtor. I'm not being marketed a house. You know, and it's just cutting through the BS and getting into what really works. And that's putting it on the MLS with professional photos, and that's a lot of social media marketing and a big sphere of influence on behalf of that agent. And we have all those things well taken care of. So that's how I deliver a listing presentation. Focus on the fact that you're full service. Focus on the fact that they don't want open houses. They don't want print media because it's not useful. Okay, it's not for them. That 1% for both of those is actually shrinking rapidly. Okay, it is completely unnecessary form of marketing. And once you go from there, make sure they understand what you're going to do, how you're going to do it. The reason you make it work is you sell more houses than anyone. Okay, you just sell more houses. You sell a higher volume of houses. Some people might think that's crazy until they realize they shop on Amazon every day, who just happens to sell more TVs than everyone else. And that's how they offer you better value. Okay, most people can identify with the way we do business once you put it in that context. We are full service. We're just offering better value because we're here to sell more houses. Okay, I'm not trying to sell one house every 3 months and make a lot of profit per client. I use this line a lot. I am out to sell a lot of houses and save people money, because if I do that successfully a lot, you're going to send me all of your friends and all your family, because you're going to tell them what a great job I did and how much money I saved you. And you'll love that. That's what you need to pitch. That's what we're pushing. This is Grant, 1% List. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something. Feel free to comment below or start a conversation on our forums. Thanks, guys.